Vinyls cost much more than CDs because they are produced in smaller quantities and so they are harder to find. They are also bigger in size and so cost more to ship. But if money is no obstacle to your love of music, let Amran tell you how to get started on your first collection.
Where can I get vinyls in Singapore? Say I want to start collecting vinyls. Is there somewhere I can go?
Singapore is quite limited. There are a few places. There's Roxy Records, which sells a lot of independent and metal music on records, and they've got some normal pop ones as well. There's Gramophone.
Okay.
Gramophone stocks a small selection, but you can get your classic rock and jazz and some modern releases there as well. And there's Straits Records, which is a small independent store, previously at Bali Lane. And
can you get any like vintage records anywhere from these stores, or are they all?
You can, but your best bets are Sungai Road, the Sungai Road Market actually. If you're looking for music from the 70s and 80s, they would occasionally be something interesting there, and for very cheap as well. You could get something for like $5 or.
I also noticed that you keep all your records in a ziploc, very neatly labeled and everything. Is there a particular way that you're supposed to keep your vinyls and store them?
The general consensus is if you take care of them, they should be able to last. You generally have to wipe them down every now and then. We experience relatively high humidity. We get easily 60 to 100% humidity, which is bad for vinyl. I actually keep them in Ziploc so that no air or moisture gets in. And even if I leave them untouched for a year, when I get back to them, it's totally pristine condition.
So, how many times, say in a month, do you have to take out your vinyls and clean them, or maybe like once every 2 months, 3 months, maybe?
Yeah, generally, what the consensus that I live by is if you play something and you have your finger marks on it, after you're done with the record, just wipe it down, because your fingers actually leave moisture and oil on them. And I do a general cleaning of sections of the collection maybe every 3 months or 6 months. Yeah.
How would you get started, say, if you wanted to get into vinyl collecting, or listening to your vinyls on turntable or something?
One is you need a good pair of turntables, or not a good pair, a turntable or a good DJ deck. And then of course if you're into DJing and stuff like that, then you would need your mixer and then another turntable and your sound system and all that. Decks they can be relatively cheap, from about $200, $250 for the low end ones to about $700, $800, but I'll recommend investing in the higher end ones like your Techniques and all that. Speakers, you can actually get decent ones for as low as $300, $400. I can't remember what the brands are right now.
But for the turntables itself,
turntables?
Yeah, what kind of brands would you recommend?
I'm a hardcore Technics fan, so what I use is a Technics 1210, which is known as the Mark II, and this is a clubbing or a DJ staple.
Can you do scratching on this?
Yeah, this
you can.
Okay. This so there are two types of turntables. One is a belt drive and the other is a direct drive. Belt drives are the older models, like if you had in the 60s and 70s, the record players. They run on a belt, so when you start them, they will roll, they will turn, and then when you stop them, it will take some time before the belt drive actually stops. Direct drive is instantaneous. You start and stop it, it will stop immediately. And the thing about direct drive is that it allows you to scratch and go backwards and forwards.
So, okay, your vinyls need a lot of special attention, I realize.
Yep.
Does the turntable, require exactly the same kind of attention? Like maybe, how to store it or anything?
They're pretty roadworthy, or they have them in clubs all over where there's cigarette smoke, people spill beer on them and stuff. Yeah, so they last. Okay. They last.
So that concludes our episode on vinyl collecting. Now that you have everything you need to get started, why not go out and get your first vinyl? Happy listening!